Embarking on an SAP journey is a major decision for any company. Before you can even think about the project itself, you must first decide where your new system will live. This is what we call the SAP landscape. Think of it as the foundation of a house. You need a solid base before you can build the walls and roof. The two primary options are on-premise and cloud, further divided into public and private cloud. An on-premise setup means your company owns and manages all the hardware and servers. Everything is located physically at your company's facilities. You have complete control, but also full responsibility for maintenance, security, and updates. This traditional approach offers maximum customization and a sense of physical security over your critical business data. The alternative is the cloud. With a cloud deployment, your SAP system runs on servers owned and managed by a third-party provider, like SAP itself, or partners like Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, or Microsoft Azure. You access your system over the internet. This model is like renting a fully serviced apartment instead of owning a house. The provider handles all the infrastructure, security, and updates. This significantly reduces the upfront investment in hardware and the need for a large internal IT team to manage it. The cloud offers incredible flexibility, scalability, and often a lower total cost of ownership over time. It allows businesses to adapt quickly to changing market demands without being tied down by physical hardware. Of course, many companies find that neither option perfectly fits their needs. This is where the hybrid model comes into play. A hybrid landscape is a mix of both on-premise and cloud solutions. A business might choose to keep its core financial systems on a secure on-premise server, while moving its customer relationship management or human resources functions to the cloud. This approach provides the best of both worlds. It allows for the tight security and control of an on-premise system for sensitive data, combined with the flexibility and innovation of cloud applications for other business areas. This balanced strategy is becoming increasingly popular as it allows organizations to modernize at their own pace. Choosing your landscape is a critical first step. Industries with very strict data regulations like government or defense often lean towards on-premise. They need absolute control over their data's location and security. On the other hand, fast-growing industries like retail or technology often prefer the cloud. They value the scalability and speed that cloud services provide, allowing them to expand globally without massive infrastructure costs. The decision comes down to your company's specific needs regarding security, control, budget, and long-term strategy. It sets the stage for everything that follows in your SAP transformation journey. Once you have chosen your landscape, the next big question is how to build your SAP system. There are three main implementation strategies: Greenfield, Brownfield, and Bluefield. The Greenfield approach is like building a brand new house on an empty plot of land. You start completely fresh. You design a new SAP S/4HANA system from the ground up, based on standard best practices. This means you leave behind all your old customized processes and data from your legacy system. It is a complete reimagination of your business operations. This method is perfect for companies that want to simplify and standardize their processes, shedding years of complex and outdated customizations. The Brownfield approach is the opposite. Think of it as renovating your existing house. You keep your current structure, data, and processes, and simply upgrade them to the new SAP S/4HANA system. This is essentially a system conversion. Your historical data is migrated and many of your existing customizations are carried over. This path is often seen as less disruptive and faster than a greenfield implementation. It is a good choice for companies that are generally happy with their current business processes, but need to move to the newer technology platform. The primary goal is a technical upgrade rather than a complete business transformation. Then there is the Bluefield approach, which is a clever mix of the other two. It is also known as a selective data transition. Imagine you want to renovate your house, but you also want to tear down a few walls and build a new extension. With Bluefield, you start with a clean new SAP S/4HANA system, much like Greenfield. However, you selectively migrate valuable historical data and essential customizations from your old system. This approach allows you to standardize processes where needed but retain critical data and functions that still add value. It offers a balance between a complete overhaul and a simple upgrade. Each of these strategies has its own timeline and cost implications. A greenfield project is typically the longest and most expensive, often taking 18 to 24 months or more. It requires significant business involvement to complete redesign processes. A brownfield conversion is usually the fastest and cheapest, potentially taking 6 to 12 months as it is more of a technical exercise. Bluefield sits in the middle, both in terms of time and cost. The duration can range from 12 to 18 months, depending on the complexity of the data and processes you decide to migrate. The choice depends on your appetite for change, your budget, and how much of your past you want to bring into your future. To understand these strategies better, let's look at some real-world examples. Consider a large manufacturing company that has been using the same SAP system for 20 years. Over time, their system has become incredibly complex, with thousands of custom programs that nobody fully understands anymore. Their processes are inefficient. For this company, a greenfield approach makes perfect sense. They can use the move to SAP S/4HANA as an opportunity to wipe the slate clean. They can adopt modern, standardized manufacturing processes, simplify their operations, and get rid of decades of technical debt. This is a true business transformation, not just a tech upgrade. Now think about a mid-sized consumer goods company. Their existing SAP ECC system works quite well for them. Their core processes for finance, sales, and logistics are stable and efficient. They don't have a strong desire to completely change how they do business. However, they know they need to move to SAP S/4HANA to stay current and benefit from new features like real-time analytics. For this company, a brownfield conversion is the ideal choice. They can perform a technical upgrade, migrate their data, and get onto the new platform with minimal disruption to their daily operations. The focus is on continuity and a smooth technical transition. What about a company in the pharmaceutical industry? They have a vast amount of historical data from clinical trials and batch records that they must retain for legal and regulatory reasons. They cannot simply discard this data, which rules out a pure greenfield approach. At the same time, their old system is highly customized and they want to adopt new, standardized processes. This is a perfect scenario for a Bluefield implementation. They can build a fresh, clean SAP S/4HANA system, and then selectively migrate only the necessary historical data and a few critical custom functions. This allows them to modernize while still meeting their strict compliance requirements. The benefits and drawbacks are clear in these cases. Greenfield offers a clean start and process optimization, but comes with high cost, risk, and significant change management effort. Its main benefit is a system that is simple and aligned with future goals. Brownfield is faster, cheaper, and less disruptive, but it carries forward old problems and customizations, limiting the potential for true transformation. Its benefit is business continuity. Bluefield provides a balance, allowing for process improvement while retaining valuable data, but it can be complex to plan and execute. Its benefit is flexibility, but this comes at the cost of increased project complexity. Choosing the right SAP implementation strategy is one of the most important decisions a company will make. It's not just a technical choice, it's a business decision that will impact the entire organization for years to come. To make the right call, you need to carefully evaluate 4 key factors: your budget, the history and complexity of your current system, your appetite for business process change, and your required timeline. There is no single best approach. There is only the best approach for your specific circumstances. A thorough assessment is the foundation for a successful project, and a strong return on your investment. First, consider your budget and timeline. If your resources are limited and you need to get onto the SAP S/4HANA platform quickly to meet a deadline, a brownfield conversion is often the most practical option. It has the lowest upfront cost and the shortest implementation schedule. Conversely, if your company views this as a long-term strategic investment and has the budget to support a full-scale transformation, a greenfield project is the way to go. It allows you to build a system that will serve your business for the next decade or more, even if it takes longer to get there. Next, look at your existing system and your desire for change. If your current system is relatively standard with few customizations, and your processes are already efficient, a brownfield conversion is a low-risk path. You are essentially just upgrading the engine. However, if your system is a tangled mess of custom code and your processes are holding the business back, carrying all that baggage into a new system makes little sense. This is where Greenfield shines, offering a chance to start over. If you are somewhere in between, with good processes but critical historical data, the Bluefield approach offers that valuable middle ground. Ultimately, the decision requires honest self-assessment, involves stakeholders from across the business, finance, operations, sales, and IT, to understand their needs and pain points. A company looking to innovate and disrupt its industry might choose Greenfield to gain a competitive edge. A stable, established company might prefer the continuity of Brownfield. A highly regulated business might need the surgical precision of Bluefield. By carefully weighing your unique blend of system history, strategic goals, budget, and timeline, you can confidently select the path that will lead your organization to a successful and sustainable future with SAP.